in 85, we would be massively appreciative. Thanks. Yeah. See, people out there, they see me with the microphone in my hand. And they're like, oh no, it's starting. Yes, it did. Do you hear it now? Okay. All right. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get started. That's not this time. All right. Can we start the slideshow over? So, yes, thank you. There we go. All right. Hi, my name is Bobby Carlton. I'm one of the founders of Mass Innovation Nights. This is Mass Innovation Nights number 85. It's actually also our 7th birthday. We are 7. Over the past 7 years, we have launched almost 900 new products, and those new products have gotten funded to the tune of $1.2 billion that we know of. We've also heard that we have helped create more than 1,500 new jobs, which is also pretty darn impressive. And tonight we're here to launch a whole bunch of new products. So I hope everybody's had a chance to go and visit the companies out in the outer area. I have a feeling they are very exciting companies because there are people still out there who haven't quite gotten the message about this 7 o'clock start. If you are tweeting, if you are putting stuff on Instagram, if you use the hashtag Min85, we will include you in the event roundup that goes out early tomorrow morning, or depending on when I get up. Also like you to thank our host, MITRE Corporation, and if you're again using social media, it's MITRE Corp, MITRE Corp on Twitter. I also want to let everybody know that we appreciate you coming out because Mass Innovation Nights is a visibility event. So our goal is to get you to see something cool that you like. And if you see something cool that you like, blog about it, tweet about it, post it on video, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, I don't care. And if you're not into social media, that's okay. You can just tell somebody about the cool products you see. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to introduce you to a few people. We're also going to have presentations from the 4 companies that won the voting. We're going to hear from our Student Startup Spotlight and the universities that they come from. And we'll announce the winners of the on-site voting as well. The presentations are 5-minute presentations, and in between we have time for 2 questions. And so that helps us do the swap out. So let me ask a question before we get started. All right. Who's new? Who hasn't been here before? All right. People, keep your hands up. And I want people who have been here before to go over and say hello to the new people. All right. It's like a church social. All right. Say hello. All right. Anybody who is new didn't get a handshake? All right. Enough of that foolishness. Now we're going to get going. All right. One of the first things I want to do is, again, thank our host from MITRE and introduce Pete. You want to come up and say a few words and tell everybody what you do here, because it's so cool? Take this one. I don't care.
Hi. Hi, I'm Pete Sherlock.
Go over here. There you go.
I'll start again. Hi, I'm Pete Sherlock. Welcome to MITRE. We're delighted to have all of our visitors here tonight, particularly the innovators who are displaying. There's some fantastic stuff here. You may be wondering, how does a company like MITRE have an interest in this space? As you know, you may know, we started here almost 60 years ago, and since then have been working on some of the most advanced technology that the Air Force and eventually the entire DoD and national security community has had. But since then, we've grown to running 7 research and development centers for a variety of federal sponsors, from Health and Human Services to Department of Treasury to the FAA, DHS, even the federal judiciary. We have a very keen interest in all of those research centers in cybersecurity, data analytics, and related technologies, mobile, and the list goes on. It's very important for us to understand what's out in the innovation ecosystem here in Boston and find ways to introduce it to our federal sponsors. We have about 1,000 projects in the company. That's how many federal sponsors we connect to. That's how many people we're out scouting technologies for. So again, we're delighted to have you here and very excited for the second opportunity. I thought it was very special for us to do it. Then I saw it was number 85. I figured, well, we're one of a lot.
It's our
but
birthday.
it's my daughter's 21st birthday today. My wife and I are feeling really old. So anyway, happy birthday. Thanks.
All right. And we also want to thank the Bedford Chamber. So we have a few words, yes? All right, Maria.
Hi, can everybody hear me? No. Hi, I'm Maria Porto from the Bedford Chamber. I'm the president there, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the Chamber. First and foremost, I'd like to thank MITRE for sponsoring the event, for hosting us, and for letting us all meet you. And secondly, I'd also like to let you know a little bit of what we're doing here, why the Chamber is here. Some of you have your businesses that are starting out, or maybe you've been a business for quite some time. Do you all know that the Bedford Chamber helps businesses in the area? We do several events, networking events. We help you with anything you're looking for from government, and I actually have a whole list that you can come and pick up at the table. But some of them are legislative and government relations, economic development, community resources. So please feel free to come and visit us. We'll let you know some information, give you some information. In addition to that, we're also giving away a night, overnight and a breakfast at DoubleTree, so make sure you drop off your business cards there. And lastly, just come and say hello. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, one of the things that we also do at Mass Innovation Nights is if you are hiring, you have an opportunity to participate in something we call rapid fire job opportunities. So this is not, get into all of the requirements for each job, but if you want to stand up, raise your hand, and say your name, your company name, and the position that you're hiring for, people will come and find you afterwards. So do we have anybody that's hiring today that wants to talk? Oop, we have one in the back here. I'm going to come back here with the microphone and stand up so people can see you.
First, yes, I am standing. Just to clarify that for everybody. So Frank O'Donnell is my name, and I run a company called Mission First, and we actually have a current need in Massachusetts for the lead of an information security practice, so cybersecurity research space in the $200,000 range, so a very high-level position, looking for someone with about 20 years of experience from a consulting environment or a research firm. So, and I give you more details if you come up to me.
All right, who else is hiring? We got one over there, Kristen. Oh. All right, you go that way, I'll go this way. Saw a hand over here, yes? Oh. Go ahead. Speak up. We don't know if it's working or not. All right.
Programs, and we have a diverse amount of, there we go,
Yeah.
openings available, ranging in all different discipline areas, anything from cybersecurity to data analytics to health IT areas, identity management. He's got a job open right here. So definitely feel free to reach out to me directly or visit us at mitre.org and check out our job postings, because we have over 500 postings out there today.
All right, and your name again, because we didn't quite hear that?
Suzanne Kearns.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Andre Lowley. I work at Shift Analytics. We do healthcare analytics to provide business insights to our customers, usually pharma companies. And right now we're looking for senior database developers, somewhere along 5+ years experience working in the databases. And in general, we're looking for business analysts, people who are going to be engaging with our clients and trying to help identify their analytics and business insight needs. And you can go to shiftanalytics.com if you want to see all the positions we have available, and feel free to talk to me. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and now we're going to jump right in and get a quick introduction from our colleges and universities. So I want to start off with Wentworth. So Greg, you can tell people a little bit about your program, sorry.
Hi, everyone. Is this on? Cool. Yeah. All right. There we go. So my name is Greg Apsa. I am the Assistant Director of Innovation and Entrepreneurship with Accelerate, which is Wentworth Institute of Technology's Innovation Entrepreneurship Center. I'm fortunate enough to have been an alumni of Accelerate and been able to host my product and my company at Mass Innovation Nights twice in the past. But really excited to be here representing Accelerate now tonight for 2 new teams. The coolest thing about Wentworth students and Accelerate in general is that our students come to us and come to Accelerate and the Startup Challenge with stuff. Like, they love building stuff and they love creating stuff. So every time they come in for a pitch and wanting to start a business or start a company, they always have something built already, and it's always super cool and crazy and beyond my capacity as an industrial designer to understand it, because they're usually engineers. But students go through every semester. We run a Startup Challenge. They are set up with a coach, and we do weekly workshops on sort of all the basics of kind of trying to give them a foundation of what it's like to try to start a company. And then we do a pitch round at the end of every semester, and students can win a little bit of seed funding to help with their product development stuff. So super excited to have 2 of our teams here tonight. Medley, who, if you haven't seen yet, built this crazy robotic medication dispenser thing, which is pretty much where the future of healthcare is going. And close friends that came in and pitched. You guys were like 3 weeks out before you went to pitch, but you came in with one of the most beautifully designed apps that I've ever seen come through. So really excited to share with you their products. And if you have any questions about Wentworth, Accelerate, or Gen 2 also, feel free to find me later.
And that's a Mass Innovation Nights alumni. All right. Okay, and we have Tufts as well. There we go, Tufts.
So my name is Brian Tracy. I'm in the Electrical Engineering Department at Tufts. And so at Tufts, we have today a student team that's here with us. They're working on a senior design project from the Electrical Engineering and Computer Science departments. And students are encouraged to do these projects, to think about how to build innovation into their current and future work, and to think about IP protection when appropriate. We have, through the Tufts Gordon Institute, a lot of efforts to do startups at Tufts and stimulate this kind of work. I'd say our most important product at Tufts is the students, and we're always looking for, we have excellent students we'd like to place in internships and with either larger firms or startups, and they're excellent. So at this point, I'd like to turn it over to them.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm a senior at Tufts University, and I just wanted to take a minute to talk to you about our product. So we have designed a cough counter. Currently, over 9 million people suffer from tuberculosis annually, and these are almost overwhelmingly all in low-income areas, and so they lack infrastructure to have labs and to really determine what type of TB they have or how they're responding to treatment. And so we have devised a hardware and software-based application that a patient can wear, and over a period of 2 to 4 weeks, it can count their coughs and record their cough rates, and they can determine if they are responding to treatment. And if they are not responding to treatment over that time, then they can be switched to treatment for drug-resistant strains, which are now spreading all over the world. And so this tool can decrease diagnosis time of drug-resistant tuberculosis from 4 to 6 months to approximately 2 to 4 weeks, and we are developing it to cost under $50, so it can be implemented worldwide. And you can come see us outside. Thank you.
Is this working? So our project is Medley, the autonomous medication management system. How it works is that it stores all the user's pills in one spot, and then on a daily basis, it dispenses those pills into a portable pill container that the user takes with them. And then at the usual times of day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, etc., they get a text message saying, hey, take your medication. All right, hopefully you got some of that. But what this offers is that it's portable, for the user can go about their day like usual, and it automatically sorts the user's medication, which no real devices out there do. So, yeah. And we have a prototype over there.
Yeah, I'm Neil Hanlon. I'm a student at Wentworth Institute of Technology. I'm here with Close Friends. Close Friends is a mobile application that connects you with someone in your area that shares similar interests with you. And the way we do this is you log in with your Facebook profile. And this, it pulls in all of your likes and other information that we need. And then we ask you which of these likes you want to be matched on. And from there, you go ahead and you click Find a Friend. And after that, you're immediately put into a one-on-one video conversation with someone in your area that shares similar interests with you. And the point of this is to be able to find a genuine human connection with someone that you might not have otherwise been able to find through any other means, through just looking for people online, chatting with random strangers, or just going out and finding people. We see this as really useful for incoming freshmen to be able to find friends and really find people that they're interested in talking to and becoming friends with. Yeah. You can come find us at closefriendsapp.com. Thanks.
So one of the things about Mass Innovation Nights is we also have experts who come and donate their time. They hang out, they have their own table, and you can find them out with the companies. Tonight we are lucky enough to have 3 separate experts from MITRE as well as 2 additional ones. So we're going to start off. Did you set them up for the time? Teresa? Yes, Teresa. There you are. Here we go.
Hi, is this working? All right.
Speak up, though, and right near your mouth.
All right, I will project. My name is Teresa Fazio, and I'm from Allied Minds. We're a publicly traded venture capital investment firm based in downtown Boston, but we also have offices in New York and LA. What we typically do is license technologies from US universities and federal laboratories. We even have one startup that we've launched out of MITRE. It's called Percipient Networks. It's a cybersecurity startup. We look in all types of technology areas. We've started 23 companies so far, evenly split between life sciences and what we call high-tech, physical sciences type of technologies. We provide all HR, IT, legal, and other types of support, finding real estate space, et cetera, to the nascent startups so that the primary investigators, the technologists, can do what they do best, which is developing technologies. So if you have a very nascent pre-funding startup here that is out of a university or federal lab and you need funding, I'd encourage you to come talk with us. If you're a tech transfer or entrepreneurship department representative, I would love to speak with you and look forward to learning more. Thanks.
It's working.
Yep, you have to talk right into it.
Hi, I'm Todd Whitbold from the MITRE Corporation. Been an employee here for a long time. However, I prefer to think of myself as more of a graduate student at MITRE U. So I have two topics, not working. Two topics to project. First one would be my role as your cyber expert here tonight. I've had a lot of there's a lot of cyber experts here at the MITRE Corporation. I'm just one, and this evening's one. But a separate role that I think is especially interesting for this meeting at least is something called the LETS project lead, leveraging external technology, external transformational solutions in cyber. So I am actively pursuing organizations that, and small startups or larger companies that are producing innovative technology that would actually have impact in cyber. As most of you know, if you know anything about cyber, things are not going well. And there's sort of light at the end of the tunnel with some of the technologies I've seen, and probably many represented here tonight. So if you have a chance, stop by my little table and introduce yourself. Thank you.
Okay, Debbie? Debbie, or no? Yeah, our last minute replacement.
Hi. Hello, I'm Barry Costa. I'm the Director of Technology Transfer for MITRE. So you've heard from Pete and Todd about how we're very interested in what we call spin-in or innovation bridge, bringing technologies into MITRE, external technologies. Part of my job, though, is to transfer MITRE's technologies. So we're a $1.5 billion company. Maybe 40% of that is research. So we generate a lot of intellectual property. And we want to transfer that intellectual property to small businesses, to large businesses alike. We love working with startups. We do everything from natural language processing to quantum computing and almost everything in between. So we have a lot of technologies that we have available to offer if you're interested. But on the other side of the coin, we're equally interested in your technologies and having you tell us about them so that we can introduce them to our customers. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. My name is Garth Bruin, and I'm the author of Who is Running the Internet, which is the first and only book dedicated to the record set of the Internet, how it works, where the records are stored, how they can be used and misused. And I wrote this book primarily for criminal investigators who are constantly struggling with how to find the right person. I've also written it for policy managers so they can properly write good policy for the Internet. I teach these topics to my students at Fisher College in the Criminal Justice School, and I'm training them how to be better cyber investigators by using data properly. And believe it or not, if you live in North America, I also represent you to the Internet Corporation of Assigned Names and Numbers on their Policy Advisory Council. So I wear lots of different hats, so feel free to ask me about anything. Thank you.
And thank you for representing us.
Hello. My name is Nathan Therian. I'm the founder of Business Insurance and Benefit Services of Massachusetts. We help startups on insurance. Firm focuses on startups in the space of commercial insurance and employee benefits. So if you are a startup or looking to plan a startup or work with a startup and you have any questions.
Or a startup event.
Or a startup event.
Obviously, Nate's our insurance agent, too.
Yeah, I'm the insurance guy.
So if anyone chokes on a ravioli, I'm calling him.
Don't choke on a ravioli. Yeah. Any questions you might have, I'm out there at the experts table. And one other item, Bobby, you mentioned that this is a social media tweet fest. I have currently a set amount of Twitter followers. Now I'm going to put this to a test. I want to make sure that everyone here, once you see my name in a tweet, where is Liam? Liam, if you're back there, start tweeting my name, my handle, all that. I want to know what kind of juice this crowd has. So tweet me, connect with me, follow me on my Twitter feed. I'll tell you how this crowd did. You have to come by my table to find out. Thanks.
Thanks, Nate. All right, we're going to start with the presentation now. So we've got 5-minute presentations from the 4 companies that won the voting, and we're going to be starting with Podium Data. So come on up. Come on up.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
Great.
And you have a...
Am I
with your
am I
presentation.
in control or is someone else?
I
can use this.
Yeah, I think you are. I
This
think
will
you've
work?
got a clicker.
Okay. Great. Thanks, everybody. I'm Paul Barth from Podium Data. And one of the areas that we're all excited about and I heard about today, both from MITRE and others, is analytics. But one of the things that's been true about analytics is 85% of your time is finding and preparing your data. And this has not changed over 20, 25 years. In fact, it's gotten worse. So along comes a new technology called Hadoop. If you don't know what it is, feel free to come by and ask me. But Hadoop is open source software for managing data on inexpensive clusters. So you can put a huge amount of data on a platform that costs 1/10 or 20th of what a traditional database would cost. However, the problem with Hadoop is it's not enterprise ready. That is, MITRE couldn't bring it in here and safely manage their data without a lot of coders. There's no metadata like where is my data and who's allowed to have access to it, and security features like encryption and obfuscation. When you're bringing data in from a business, oftentimes you have problems with dirty data or data that's corrupted that actually doesn't process well in Hadoop. Or you need to have legacy data formats like coming off of mainframes that Hadoop has no idea what to do with, or encryption is needed for PII data. Once you've got the data onto this platform, finding it, organizing it, and making sure people can use it in a self-service way is hard. The tools are really for programmers today. And collaboration and understanding the quality of what you're looking at is hard. And preparing data also requires technology skills. So what you're seeing is a not ready for prime time platform that's very inexpensive and is getting a lot of buzz. So that's why we created Podium, which is the first enterprise data lake management platform. This concept of bringing all your data in one place and preparing it for analytics and or production use is called a data lake. And what we realized is that we could bring enterprise services as a layer that manages the data on these open source and distributed and supported versions, and package it in such a way that you could stand up a data lake literally in a day. That is, install the software and start managing and loading and organizing the data. You can train people in a day or two to use it, and you can interoperate with your legacy systems and traditional data sources, as well as open source software or commercial applications, your existing BI stack, through some standards that have been developed. And that has been a real testament to some opportunities here. And one of the things that we address is this dirty data. I brought that up earlier because most people would think that Hadoop acts like a database, but it doesn't. It's more like a file system. You can put anything into it. So in this example, I've got my Hadoop stack here, and I take this data set that is actually a real public data set, and I put it into Hadoop, and I register the schema, and I run a query, and I say, you know what, this is a data set of all these companies and complaints filed in the Consumer Financial Protection Board. I want to know what are the most common. And when you run this query, it's a very simple query, this is the answer you get. And what do you see there? You see dates instead of company names. And that's because the structure and the format of the data is not what was expected. And Hadoop didn't know what to do with it. So little things like this that you would expect to be caught are still maturing in the Hadoop stack. And it's actually a pretty fundamentally hard problem to solve. And I'm not going to go into it today as to why. But the fact is that simple data sets have this problem. Complex data sets literally can take months or years to program. So when we built our product, we came up with an entirely new way of doing this, and that is to harvest or infer or to ingest metadata that says, well, this is what I'm expecting to get, and then I validate against that. I can reformat it to correct formats, I can encrypt it, and I can put it out on Hadoop in these things called partitions for good, bad, and ugly, because we have a sense of humor. And then while I'm processing the data, I can also do profiling. And what that really means is that when you ingest data using Podium, you know what you have in front of you. And that's a very powerful thing for a traditional business. And we also can publish it out in this technical format called HCatalog, which is great because every BI tool out there knows how to talk to HCatalog. And so it's immediately available. You have a lot of rich information, and we can bring in some really nasty data, like these COBOL VSAM files, and if you're under 40, you don't know what that is, and XML files, which are great if you've got an XML database, but if you don't, you're stuck, you can't query it. And we build in all of this kind of capability so that in one case, one of our customers was able to ingest literally dozens of different data sources in hours that they'd been working on for over a year. So our product, which you can come out and see in our booth, is a graphical user interface, but it's enterprise ready with a better set of services. It allows end users to load data without programming and get quality controls on the way in. It allows you to find and understand data with a search technology and a shopping cart metaphor where you pick the data that you're interested in, put it in a shopping cart. This is just an example of some of the statistics that we calculate, and we do it automatically behind the scenes for every source and every place. And then we allow data preparation that's very sophisticated, and I'll explain later when my 5th minute is up. We have real customers, and so the data lake, data as a service is one. These are very large Fortune 100 companies that are using Podium in production today and finding and creating value out of it. And we are hiring, and you can talk to me about that too. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yes.
You can take 2 questions while we're swapping out the presentations. So you're up next, Steve. We're swapping? No questions?
Any questions? Yes.
Do you guys use a graphical database?
So the question is, can we use graphical databases as a data source? And the answer today is no. Okay. Any other? What was that? So the data cleanups, that's all automated into our product. And if you manually try to do that, that's usually a few weeks of work. And so the automated translation in our system is really a huge time saver. It's one of the reasons people like it. And then over time, they can custom develop using some of the other tools in the platform.
Great. Okay.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dane Magnuski. I'm the founder of PeopleHedge. We do 3 things. We help businesses identify international customers and suppliers. We help them with foreign exchange, and we introduce them to expansion capital, whether that be banks or venture capitalists, et cetera. And I'll change my slide. Okay, let's talk. I want to go through an example. The name of the company is Planet of the Grapes. They are a cheese and wine importer and exporter, so they have their own product line as well. So the first thing they wanted to do was expand into new international markets. So we took a look at who's drinking wine in the world, and guess what? The Irish love wine. So once we figured that part out, which is pretty easy, the harder part, and this is where big data comes in, is determining who's buying wine in Ireland. So whenever somebody is importing or exporting something by ship or by airplane, there are a lot of government forms they have to fill out. We have a big database of that information. We sort it out, so we know who is actually buying your product. So the next part of it was their customers, their newfound customers wanted to pay them in euros, which was a new thing for Planet of the Grapes. And they didn't know what to do. So the first place they checked was their bank. And it turns out when you're doing foreign exchange with a bank, they usually say, it's a $45 wire transfer fee, and here's the exchange rate. What most people don't understand is that they build in a 5 to 10% margin into the exchange rate. So you're not really getting the market rate. So what we do, we transparently charge 1% above the mid-market rate, so you know exactly how much you're paying. So on a $10,000 transaction, we're saving you close to $500 every time. So obviously that scales up pretty fast when you're getting into the millions of dollars. And we also help them with hedging. So he was worried, hey, I have to set my prices today in euros. What if the exchange rate changes? So we can lock in exchange rates into the future pretty easily for him. All right, so he wanted to expand operations. You know, they had their own product line. They're looking to sell more overseas, and he went to his bank, and the bank said no, which is pretty common for a bank when you're asking them for loans. Well, it turns out there are government programs that help exporters expand their operations, and they'll guarantee up to 90% of a loan, making it very easy for a banker to say yes. So we introduced them to another bank that specialized in this type of loan, and they got the loan they needed to expand. So when it's all said and done, Planet of the Grapes is very happy. They have more customers, they have bigger orders, and they have a loan for expansion. So in the meantime, we need your help. We are looking for more importer and exporter customers, but we're also bringing our foreign exchange expertise to people. And where this gets interesting is we're going to be able to get funds out of China. And that's been a difficulty over the last number of years. So we're looking for beta customers for that. So if you know any people, especially if they're moving money from China to the United States, we'd like to get them on board when we roll that out. And that's it. That's my 5 minutes. And I'm happy to take your questions.
Over here. Ethos Well is up next, folks.
So the question is, am I legally a bank? Currently, we partner with other banks and financial institutions to get it done. So People Hedge does not physically handle your money, which is a big deal if you're a small business. But we are working with a bank, and pretty soon we should be regulated as a bank. Next question.
Can you repeat the question as well?
Yeah, so the question is, what's the, if I'm responding right, it's on the foreign exchange side. So the question is, as an exporter, are you taking a risk using us versus your bank, I guess is the question. And the answer is no, because behind us is a bank. So if the transaction were to go awry, you know, we routed it to Zimbabwe or some other random place, we're on the hook, but more importantly, there's a bank on the hook at the end of the day.
Great, thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, we've got Ethos Well up.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah Marion, and I am the CEO and founder of Ethos Well. And I'm a former consultant with Accenture in their IT strategy practice, and I am very excited and passionate about the future of mobile and wellness. What Ethos Well does, we are a platform that connects consumers to integrated wellness providers. These are folks like acupuncturists, chiropractors, and dietitians. And what's really, really interesting about these types of providers is that over 90% of them are sole practitioners. So it's very difficult for these providers to find clients continually and to run their business, all the meanwhile trying to actually be hands-on and generate revenue and treat their clients. At the same time, it's very difficult for consumers to find these types of providers since they're so independent and they're not necessarily available to us, even though they're wonderful, wonderful practitioners. So what we do, frankly, is just provide an infrastructure to allow you as a consumer to find these wonderful providers. You can search for them, filter on whatever criteria you want, and then you can book and pay right on Ethos Well. We want you to join us on our journey to help bring wellness to the general consumer and also to help these independent providers create thriving businesses. We're expanding our team and are looking to build the team out in technical, sales, and marketing. And we're also onboarding employers to our network so we can offer Ethos Well as an ancillary wellness benefit in addition to your employer's conventional health care. We'd love to talk to you if you're an employer, and we have a big orange tablecloth in the big room. You can find us on these social media sites or come chat with us, and thank you so much. Any questions?
Can you filter if this is covered by
insurance or
Yes,
not?
exactly. Sorry, the question was, can you filter if the providers accept insurance? We'll have all those types of filters. You can filter by whether they accept insurance, what types of insurance. You can filter by specialty, whether you're dealing with fertility issues or want to address some type of GI issue, anything like that.
What's the revenue model?
The revenue model is charging the provider as a percentage of each transaction that's booked through the website. So as a consumer, when you go on there, you're charged nothing except for the visit. And oftentimes we're trying to onboard providers. So if you see a chiropractor monthly anyway, and your employer has a strategic partnership with EthosWell, you get the opportunity to take part of the employee discount. So you actually get charged less.
Okay, great, thank you. All right. And we have one more presenter tonight, our hackathon. Yeah, thanks.
Hi, I'm Tyler Kirpata from Security Innovation. I have made the potentially dubious decision to try to do a demo instead of a presentation. So Security Innovation is a application security services and training company. Louder? Okay. We're an application security services and training company. And where we noticed there was a gap was in developers who were being asked to fix security vulnerabilities without understanding what their impact was or how attackers would approach them. So what we came up with was the Command and Control Hackathon, which is a structured, competitive sandbox environment in which people can hack vulnerable websites, earn points, and move up a scoreboard, compete with each other, and learn how attackers find and exploit security vulnerabilities. So let's see how we can do. I didn't realize I was going to have no physical keyboards, so we'll see how we do here. Oh, is there? Oh, yay. Okay, way better. Okay, so there's a little bit of infrastructure around this. I'm going to mostly just jump in and show you the actual vulnerable site. But what you're looking at here is the user interface. It's full self-service for each user. Each user has their own personal instance of each vulnerable site that their account has. They can also navigate to the scoreboard to see how they're doing. They can see what challenges they've completed. They can buy hints, and they can get help. So let's go right to the good stuff. There are 3 vulnerable sites available. I'm going to show you an example of one of them. This one is called Shadow Bank. As you can tell, it's the spookiest bank there is. So let's take a look. The first thing that I, as an attacker, am going to do to any website that I want to try to find vulnerabilities in is just simply look at the HTML source for the site. This is something that anyone can do on any site at any time. By the way, attempting to exploit vulnerabilities on websites that don't belong to you is illegal, so don't. But you can do it here. So a couple things that we notice is that there's some comments embedded in the HTML source here. This strange-looking encoded text, and then very simply some test account credentials. Username test, password kitty. So let's try those. So the couple things that are going to happen as users exploit vulnerabilities and score points is that they'll get a prompt that tells them what vulnerability they found, that it was successfully exploited, and how many points it was worth. You'll see here, this is a very simple one, not worth very many points. We have a wide range of vulnerabilities, so the most non-technical people have something that they can do, all the way up to full-time security practitioners. I'll show you a couple of examples of a couple other things that an attacker could do. And I want to show these because these are things that are trivial and anyone can do just using their browser. So for example, let's say that as an attacker I want to go and see if I can find anything with the account management. So I'm looking at transfers for my account, right? 832-476-46. How many people ever look at this stuff here while they're browsing the web? It turns out that it's a pretty typical class of vulnerability that I can just change numbers that are account IDs or other sorts of references in the URL and view other account information, other users' data. These are all based on vulnerabilities that we've found out in the world, in the wild, while performing security services for our various companies. So the idea here is to bridge the gap between the attacks that we, as penetration testers, perform and vulnerabilities that we discover, and then the training that we provide and the fixes that we ask developers to create. So that's what I wanted to show you today, and I guess we can do questions. Yes, in front. Okay, so the two vulnerabilities that I just showed you right now were one, so a form of information disclosure. So there were test credentials embedded in the HTML source by a developer, typically inadvertently. The other one here was one that is referred to as by OWASP as indirect object reference. And the idea here is that I am able to, as an attacker, modify some sort of identifier to access information that I should not otherwise have been able to access without any kind of authorization check. No, that's a good question. So the word hackathon in this case is a little bit of a misnomer, especially in the sort of innovation crowd where normally when you think of a hackathon, it's a weekend event to create code or create applications on a specific topic, right? What we're doing here is offensive computer hacking, hence the name hackathon.
Great, thank you. All right, so we've got a couple pieces of housekeeping, and then we are here at MITRE until 8:30. If you want to join us afterwards, we have our after party at Sora. So basically go back out to the main road and take a left and take a left. So it's not too far away. Hope you'll join us. Our next Mass Innovation Nights event is on Tuesday, another Tuesday event, all right? If you've got Mass Innovation Nights in your calendar every second Wednesday, we're screwing you up. All right, Tuesday, May 17th, and it is our Diversity for All event. We're doing that at Google in Cambridge, right in Kendall Square, and it is products addressing diversity and also a little bit more diverse group in terms of our founders and product launchers. I'd also like to thank again our prize folks. So the Bedford Chamber, Maria, thank you again for helping out with prizes for tonight. And also, I can't read your handwriting, Kristen. What does that say? Matt Ward from In Concert Web Design. Matt, are you here, Matt? Not here. Ah, well, we'll have to thank Matt in spirit for providing prizes for tonight. So our first winner tonight is People Hedge. Yay! Kristen has got your prizes. Oh, did they leave? Oh, he's hiding behind you. Our second winner is Podium Data. Our third prize winner is Wind Talker. They're probably, oh, there we go. And tonight's grand prize winner, our favorite Mass Innovation Nights product of the night, is Kairos Mobile. Yay! Are they here? There we go. All right, so again, Mass Innovation Nights is a visibility driver event. So if you can tweet or blog or post video or pictures and tag them with Min85, we will include you in our roundup. And I want to thank you guys all for coming out tonight to support local companies and local innovation. We'll see you next month. Thanks again.